Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening into another 3DS Game Ideas video from me. And I'm going to be talking about, and it's probably not titled this way. At least, the thumbnail is not titled exactly as I'm titling it, but it's going to be Zelda 2 Link's Adventure. And I know the original game is actually The Adventure of Link. And the whole purpose behind this is basically to do what Nintendo did with Samus Returns and give Zelda 2 an overhaul. For the most part, the gameplay would have to remain the same. I would expect it for the majority of the game to remain the same. Just for Link to actually be given some additional, moves maybe, and there'd be some other stuff that you could do with him, and maybe give him some more questing things, items and things that he can use just inside battle and outside of battle. So yeah, that would mean that this game would still have to be played in a 2D perspective when it comes down to fighting enemies. And for some people, that would be a horrible pain in the neck. But honestly, it's not a bad change up for the Zelda formula. It gives you a different perspective to play the game in. So really for dungeons and stuff like that, and like areas you have to travel through, where you'll encounter a bunch of enemies, this wouldn't be a bad change. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing to keep. I said bad change. It wouldn't be a bad thing to keep. I do think, however, there should be some top-down fighting as well. Like when you're out on the adventure map, if it's not like an important enemy, then you can do your battling on the adventure map, and you'll still have your HUD and all that stuff while you're on the main adventure map, and you'll still be able to use your items in the main adventure map, so that they could open up gameplay two different ways. And in towns and stuff, you'll still have your 2D perspective and everything. Trying to think, because I mean, I want it for the most part to remain the same, but just like additions that they can add to it. Thinking. Obviously, you're still going to be playing as Link, but I do think that given the option to maybe possibly play as a different character, like once you wrap the game up, like throw in somebody who wasn't there, like at all, just like a character that was not around at the time, that did not exist when this game was made. Just throw them in there. It's just like a bonus character you can play with. I really honestly don't care who. It could be Ganondorf, it could be Linkle, it could be any number of characters that come from the Zelda franchise. I don't personally care. But just like an additional character that has a different gameplay style from Link would be actually a nice little addition. Like, they don't have to have a story mode or anything like that. They don't have to have anything to do with the actual main story going on. Just somebody else that you can play with. That's it. Just another character you can have the option of playing with. I would also like them to add in different tunics, because I think you only got like the hero's tunic, which is just the standard green one for Zelda 2. So they can take some inspiration from Ocarina of Time and such, like where you can get like the Goron tunic that can shield you from heat, and then they can add that element into certain dungeons where you have to change out your tunics depending on where you are, or like the Zora tunic, or the I forget what the name of the one is in Twilight Princess. Is that the Zora tunic? Is it like the one that you can swim underwater with? I don't remember the name of it. I don't think it was the Zora tunic, because that was the one from Ocarina of Time, unless they were both named the same thing, and I'm just somehow forgetting. But either way, like, you can either have the option of having the tunic that just lets you travel underwater, or have the tunic that lets you swim. Or you can gain both, where you can get one in order to get to the other. Or you get one and then you get the Zora flipper upgrade from A Link to the Past, and add that in, and then Link can swim through levels instead of just being able to walk and jump and stuff. there's a lot of elements that they could add to this, like just updating this game and make it more interesting and make it a little bit more difficult, but still retain most of its like, you know, original gameplay style and make it still be interesting. Like that's what I personally would like for them to do. Like and like, you know, fix some of the dialogue flaws that were in that game. I mean, they're nowhere near as bad as Castlevania 2, but they still exist. So, so I have to say something about them. Sorry, people, I don't want to yawn in your ears. I'm thinking, though, I mean, just like taking a lot of inspiration from games that have already come out and adding them to it. For the 3DS, since we're playing on the 3DS, and you can have your inventory and stuff down on the bottom screen, and when you're on your when you're in top-down perspective, you can have your map down on the bottom screen, so that you don't have to constantly pause in order to be able to see your map or whatever. If that's how Zelda 2 played, I don't remember. It's been so long since I touched that game. And that was the one that put me off of the Zelda series until I played Link to the Past. No, not until Link to the Past. Until I played Ocarina of Time. And then I went back and played the Link to the Past after that. But Zelda 2 put me off the franchise. And that's one of the major reasons I want to see an updated, improved version of the game. Where you have like the bottles and stuff, and you can bottle up fairies and all that type of stuff, and you can have additional magic and stuff like that. Like, because it's one of those things like where it's not a horrible game. It's not bad as I remember it. I know that much, but it could definitely have been better as far as I'm concerned. It could have been much better than what it was, and there's potential to make a really outstanding game out of that. And I know Nintendo could do it. If they put a team on it, I know it could be done. But I'm just trying to think of other ways that it can be improved that aren't like the most obvious things. Crap, it snuck up on me. But I think for the most part, a lot of the changes that would need to be made to Zelda 2 are actually kind of obvious. Like, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, it's just like they can take items from other games and incorporate them into this, and then incorporate puzzles and obstacles around those additional items, which would really improve the game a lot. And like, there's so many items in the Zelda series that like they have like a plethora of things that they can go ahead and pull from. So I guess really the only other thing that's what it would need to be. Instead of it being a Zelda character, put Pit in the game as the hidden character that you can play with. Like, you beat it with Link, and Pit becomes the hidden character you can play with, and he gets cued. Like, he has Palutena giving him hints along the way, guiding him. Like he could be like an easier mode, or like a special mode for somebody who's playing, and then you have Palutena guiding him through Hyrule. Like, that could actually be pretty interesting. And the gameplay style wouldn't be too different from the original Kid Icarus gameplay style. Like, you could incorporate a lot of stuff that way, which is why I don't know why I didn't think of that at first. Like, but I don't want to keep going on too much because I feel like I'm just jabbering at this point. So if anyone else would like to like throw their own thoughts down below, what they think would be cool to add into a 2D Zelda game and what could be interesting, go ahead in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, please enjoy your games. And my Discord server link is down in the description if you want to join. Otherwise, people, if I can get this to stop, peace out.